Today, I want to take you on a journey through time, into the heart of one of the most enduring legends of Western culture, the story of King Arthur. Whether you've heard of the Sword in the Stone, the Knights of the Round Table, or the magical wizard Merlin, the Arthurian legend is a rich tapestry woven with threads of history, myth, romance, and heroism. Let's begin at the beginning, or rather, at one of the many beginnings, because the story of King Arthur has been told and retold in countless ways for over 1,000 years. Historians and scholars often debate whether King Arthur was a real person. There's no solid historical evidence confirming his existence, but many believe the legend may have been inspired by a 5th or 6th century British leader who defended his people against Saxon invaders after the fall of the Roman Empire in Britain. The earliest references to Arthur appear in Welsh poetry and in a 9th century Latin text by the monk Nennius. Over time, the figure of Arthur evolved from a possible military leader into a legendary king, embodying the ideals of bravery, honor, and justice. By the 12th century, Geoffrey of Monmouth's Historia Regum Britanniae, History of the Kings of Britain, solidified Arthur's place in legend. Geoffrey portrayed Arthur as a great British king who led his people to glory. He added elements such as Merlin the wizard, Arthur's magical sword Excalibur, and the idea that Arthur would one day return to save Britain in its time of greatest need. Later, French writers such as Chrétien de Troyes added romantic elements, introducing Lancelot, the Holy Grail, and the concept of courtly love. These stories were the foundation of the chivalric tradition and deeply influenced medieval literature. One of the most famous parts of Arthur's legend is the Sword in the Stone. According to the story, Britain was in chaos after the death of King Uther Pendragon. Merlin, a wise and powerful wizard, placed a sword in a stone, declaring that only the rightful king could pull it out. Many tried and failed until young Arthur, a humble squire, drew the sword effortlessly. This act revealed his royal blood and divine right to rule. Later versions also mention another sword, Excalibur, which Arthur receives from the mysterious Lady of the Lake. Excalibur symbolizes not just power, but also the divine favor and responsibility that comes with leadership. Arthur established his court at Camelot, a shining example of order, justice, and chivalry. There, he gathered the Knights of the Round Table, brave men such as Sir Lancelot, Sir Gawain, Sir Percival, and Sir Galahad. The Round Table was unique. It had no head, symbolizing equality among the knights. Each knight took a solemn oath to protect the weak, fight for justice, and uphold the values of honor, loyalty, and courage. Together, they embarked on quests, the most famous being the search for the Holy Grail, the sacred cup said to have been used by Jesus at the Last Supper. But not all was perfect in Camelot. One of the most tragic and well-known elements of the Arthurian legend is the love triangle between Arthur, his queen Guinevere, and his best knight, Lancelot. Their secret affair ultimately led to the downfall of the kingdom. When the truth came out, Arthur was heartbroken and forced to go to war against his own friend. The unity of the Round Table shattered, and Camelot began to crumble. This tragic romance highlights the conflict between love and duty, personal desire and greater responsibility, themes that still resonate deeply with us today. In the final chapters of the legend, Arthur goes to war against his rebellious son or nephew Mordred, depending on the version. In the Battle of Camlan, Arthur kills Mordred but is mortally wounded. According to the legend, Arthur is taken to the mystical island of Avalon, where he is either healed or placed in a magical sleep. One day, it is said, he will return when Britain needs him most. This idea of the once and future king gives the story a sense of hope that greatness will return, that true leadership will rise again when the world is ready. First, the legend embodies timeless themes: the struggle between good and evil, the quest for justice, the pain of betrayal, and the longing for a better world. Second, it blends reality and fantasy in a powerful way. While rooted in the chaos of post-Roman Britain, it reaches into the realm of magic, mystery, and spiritual quests. And third, it has been adapted and reimagined in every generation, from medieval romances and Victorian poetry to modern films, books, and even video games. Whether it's Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Excalibur, or the BBC series Merlin, the Arthurian legend continues to capture the imagination. The tale of King Arthur is more than just a medieval story, it's a mirror reflecting our values, our hopes, and our fears. It reminds us that leadership requires not just strength, but wisdom and compassion. That love can be both beautiful and destructive essential. And that even in our darkest moments, the possibility of redemption and return remains. So the next time you hear the name King Arthur, remember, it's not just the story of a king. It's the story of ideals, of dreams, and of the enduring human spirit.